you're like me, you got a lot of great taste, but maybe a small budget. DJ LumbaJack, your boy. We're gonna go through the best and the worst. Each episode is one record that I find while I crate dig. So here we go, thrift store finds. I'm excited. Are you excited? Let's go. What's up? It's your boy, DJ LumbaJack. We're back at it again. It's episode 5. Is it episode 5? I believe it's 5. Now you'll notice the first 3 were at my house, and episode 4 I hit you with something a little different here in the studio behind the turntables. I don't have this one set up because I'm just playing the one record. I guess in future ones maybe I could do a little scratching to some of them as I play them, but this is really just a review. If you're not familiar, you saw the intro, but to clarify, I go to thrift stores to buy my records. Sometimes I buy records at full price, but I'm pretty much a cheapskate, so I like to get the cheap records, the dollar bins. These days, it's kind of hard to find dollar bins. Usually they're $5 bins, but if you go to the right thrift stores, and I'm not giving up my secrets, but sometimes you find gems, sometimes you find crap. Sometimes you find middle of the road. Sometimes you find some really obscure stuff that you're like, well, I wouldn't necessarily play this at home to listen to, but it'd be good for sampling or vice versa. Sometimes you're like, well, I wanted to find a good sample for this one song I'm working on. But you know what? This is just a fun one to play at the house for the family, for the kids, whatever. And this one was really interesting, okay? This one, now, this is also the first hip-hop, before I reveal what it is, this is the first hip-hop vinyl album that we are picking. It's just a single, and I'll get to that in a sec, but it's the first hip hop, and that's with an asterisk, and I'll explain that in a later too. So I got 3 things to kick on down the road. But anyways, we have not done hip hop yet. We did a children's album, and then we did what was episode 2? Episode 3 was Buddy, what's his last name? The drummer, Buddy Miles. And, episode 2 was jazz. So the episode 2 and episode 3 were both jazz. Episode 4, we hit you. It wasn't hip hop. It was funk disco, what they call Itali disco, which is kind of like Italian disco, but super, super funky, and has been sampled in hip hop, namely by Whoop There It Is and a couple others. But also really, like, you could call it a breaking record, like Kano, I'm Ready, what we did in last episode. That's a breaking record. You put that on, and if you don't see breakers coming on, you didn't invite the right people to your party. You know what I'm saying? For episode 5, the album that we're featuring today is Fast Eddie, Yo-Yo Get Funky, and Hip House. Now, this is a single, just like last episode was just a single. The first 3 episodes were full albums. And these are just, it's no rhyme or reason. It's just whatever record that I find at the thrift store that I think would be good for an episode to play. So this is hip hop, and that's what I was saying with the asterisk. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to say, bring on down the road, is last week was not a hip hop record. It was a disco funk record, as I said, but it was also the first single that we did for Thrift Store Finds Vinyl Digs. The first 3, as I mentioned, were full albums. Okay. So this is hip hop, but notice hip house. So this is interesting. This is like that time period, and I think this guy might even be British, if I'm not mistaken. So, this is an opportunity for you to Google and do your own research. I don't do a lot of research for these because I like to do these fresh and kind of like I don't know nothing about this unless I already knew something about the artist when I bought the record. And I like that surprise. Okay, I like doing Google when I have to. But I like just kind of being naive sometimes and just listening to a record fresh, fastly with Fast Eddie here. So let's check this out. So on the A side is Yo-Yo Get Funky. And we've got the radio version and used to Hearn. And I don't know what Hearn means. Again, maybe that's a British, maybe it's like earn, right? Do we say earn in America? But they say it with an H in Britain. And then the B side is Hip House, and then another edit, another cut of Yo-Yo Get Funky. So we're going to listen to all 4 tracks, and I guess I got this at Streetlight Records for $3.99. That might be an old label. I can't remember if I did get this at Streetlight or and then technically it wouldn't be a thrift store. I'm pretty sure I got this at a thrift store. A lot of times you get these at thrift stores and they still have the label on here, because I remember the last time I went to Streetlight Records in Santa Cruz, which is the only one that I really know of close by. I think there might be one in San Jose or something, but I'm pretty sure I got this at a Salvation Army. I'm not going to say which one, because the good ones with good records, I don't want to reveal it. So you get all my records. I want those records. Some people like no, share where you get records. Share that. It's like, no, it's like the good sandwich spot that you don't want to get too crowded, because then you go and the line's too long. You know, you want to keep your secrets, right? Okay. And before we play the record, we want to make sure to give it a nice clean. So here we go. I always go against the groove. You can use solution if you want to, but dry works nice too. Solution's really for if there's really just like some bad gunk on it. And that's, again, when you buy in thrift store records, you gotta look at scratches and stuff. Which this has a few smudges and scratches, but it's more or less in good condition. So we're gonna take a listen and see what it sounds like. Are you ready? Now, normally, records of this size are in 33. Sometimes they're in 45. So I think it says, sometimes it doesn't even say. Yep, 45 BPM. So we're going to play this at 45, see how it sounds. And, hey, maybe sometimes it's fun to see what it sounds like at 33 and a third. Okay. All right, so a sample from DJ Easy Rock, raw bass, It Takes Two, which is an original sample from Lynn Collins. The song Think by Lynn Collins. Kind of got that CNC Music Factory vibe. Good panning there, if you notice that. Oh. Okay. Pretty good flows. All right, sampling some African Bambaataa. I like that. Little siren there too. So definitely has some like house elements. A little house synth right there. You hear that? With the panning, yeah, some pretty good layer in there. Verse 2. Pretty good flow, good lyrics, definitely of that time period. You can definitely say, I don't know if this was definitely like late 80s. I would say it's like 86, 87. This is like right in that time period where it's like really hyped up, more fast-paced. And again, so hip house is the other one, but maybe this isn't a blend of. Got a little bit of like house kind of. I wouldn't say full on techno, but kind of some housey stuff. But you get a lot of the tracks. All right, so that's what the full album looks like, and the name of the album is. All right, now I gotta get closer so you can see it. Verse 3, hip house. Oh yeah, see? What does it say right there? Jack of Sounds. I want royalties. For that, okay? It's LumbaJack. Okay, get it straight. Oh. So he's shouting out all the states he's going to. pretty good, like, you know, pretty straight up beat. The beat doesn't change too much, which is fine. There's that siren. No scratching, which I missed, but he definitely talked in that last verse about hip house, the sound he created, so maybe he is trying to go for that. I guess he is trying to go for that kind of like housey vibe with the hip hop mix blend. Fast Eddie. Oh. I take it back, no scratching. There is scratching. Yeah. I can get down with this. This is pretty good. So we'll listen to this one in entirety, and the next three we'll just kind of like play different parts, just to kind of get a feel of them. Gotta do my house. This is my house dance. Do like the step with the whip. See if it fades. That's like thumbs up or thumbs down, like depending on fade. Like sometimes the fade is necessary, but okay, I like that drop. It drops a little better. Okay. Alrighty, I like that. I always love when people sample themselves. This is definitely a house mix, right? I'm liking it. Very repetitive. But, ooh, when the vocal sample is used as part of the rhythm, love it. I love that. All right, let me see, like, as far as, all right, so they're each about 5 minutes. So I was going to say, there's a little scratchy, just a little impromptu, nothing much, nothing fancy. Definitely. So let's see if he gets into his verse. Yeah, just real layer. That's house, man. So, no verses. They just took one. Oh, I like this. I want to see how it ends, though. I can feel this one in the club, though. Okay, so it kind of ends a similar way. Okay, we're going to go to side 2 now. This has Hip House and then another version of Yo Yo Get Funky. So that was his main track, but even though Hip House is like the sound he's trying to sell. This side looks a little bit more torn up, side 2, but again, I'm going to try and clean a little bit. And so here we go. Yeah, so leave a comment below. Have you heard of Fast Eddie before? Have you seen him live? Have you seen him in a club back in the day? Do you know about Hip House and that sound? Was it a whole movement? Was it just him trying to do this thing? Oh yeah. Get the chain out.
Yo, party people, get ready for this. This is a serious song that can't be missed. It's not hip hop or hop hip, it's hip house.
Let the acid take control. All right, okay. All right, we know what that sample's from, right? Okay. Oh, whoopsie. How embarrassing. So I was just trying to skip forward a little bit. So a lot of instrumental time, just kind of like have little breakdowns like this. That's definitely a house. So it's definitely got a lot of like sample stuff that's very hip hop-ish, but some kind of like garage housey sounds. Really cool stuff going. I'm digging it. Definitely a time period, right? Definitely a time period in the, mid to late 80s, I'm guessing, early 90s. Okay, now here is the third version of Yo-Yo Get Funky. This one's called the Woo-Ha version. Are they going to sample Busta Rhymes? This is how I used to dance to house music when I was like 16, 17. And then I got developed and I'm like, okay, let me be the cool guy. Yeah. Drinking a little whiskey and Coke. Oh, there's that siren. Got the same main samples, that siren and the from Think by Lynn Collins, and again sampled by DJ Z-Rock and Rob Bass, and then there goes Africa Mambata right there. So I think this is just an instrumental here. Oh, that's definitely a little house style right there. Yeah, so this is like a little breakdown part. Back into the house. Solid bass line. Oh. Back to the siren. Ooh, I'm liking this. Do the Bernie. So they all end in the same way, which I think is really funny for being remixes. And the two remixes other than the LP version of Yo-Yo Get Funky, definitely house, definitely instrumental. The Used to Earn version, or Used to Earn, using that sample as part of the rhythm, which I really love. The hip house song is really cool. He's got a full, it's full verse, 3 verses, I believe, maybe even a fourth, to make it a full song with the content of the hip house, blending hip hop with house music. I think it's a great thing. I'm interested in the Jack of All Sounds album, teased from listening to the single. I'm going to rate this an 8.5. I would rate it a little higher. Again, I'm grading it down because the quality of the record isn't great. It's pretty good. Again, it is a little dated with the sound. Kind of got that CNC Music Factory vibe. But I would say this guy's got a little more juice than CNC Music Factory. He's got good flows, good stuff. Great sampling, great sample selection on the songs. Hey, you know what? I'm feeling generous. I'm going to bump it up to a 9. So there it is, episode 5 of Thrift Store Finds. We'll see you next week for episode 6. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, maybe dislike. Tell me why I'm whack. Tell me what's going on. Tell me why you could do better. Let's go. Or leave a positive comment. Any feedback is constructive because I want to shape this channel for my viewers. So if you're liking what you like, maybe you could suggest, hey, look for this artist or what other genres would you like to see here on Thrift Store Finds. And check out all the other great playlists on the channel. Subscribe if you'd like. Hit that notification bell if you want to know when the new videos pop up. We'll see you next time for Thrift Store Finds Vinyl Dig. I'm DJ LumbaJack. Have a beautiful day. Peace.